What is up, guys? It is Steady Chaos, and so I wanted to share with you some of my quick returns on the 42-inch LG C2, having owned it now since last Thursday, and I've had a little bit of time to play some of my catalog on Steam. Some games here you see like Resident Evil Village, which is one of the better looking games out there right now, especially its HDR. It's very good in HDR. And this game just looks absolutely incredible on the LG C2, and there's a reason why I picked such a dark game like Resident Evil Village on PC here. And one of the major improvements I've seen on the LG C2, specifically this 42-inch version, over the C1 that I've had, is in the area of black crush. So there's better shadow detail now on the LG C2. I don't know if LG has changed their gamma values based on black level, or it's the Alpha 9 Gen 5 at play, but you just have finer details near black that are resolved better. They're represented better on the screen, they're preserved. You don't lose any of those details, or at least not to the same degree that you may have lost them before, say on the LG C10 or the LG C1. And a great way to see this is if you go on my YouTube page and you look up LG C1 versus LG C2, the new 4K HDR Avatar trailer. I compared the two TVs side by side playing that trailer, and you can really see that the C2 does a better job resolving near black details, whereas on the C1, perceived contrast may be a little bit better, but it tends to crush some of those finer details in dark areas. And what you really want is, yes, to have good contrast, but to preserve as many of those near black details as possible. And then the second improvement I'd say that I've noticed on my LG C2 is, and this is a little bit more slight, I'd say is overall HDR impact is a little bit better on my 42-inch LG C2 in comparison to my 48-inch LG C1. Look at this HDR impact. I mean, it really looks great, and this game looks amazing. It really does. And that's really why I picked out such a dark game, so that A, you could see that many of these shadow details are being properly preserved by this Alpha 9 Gen 5 LG C2, and also the HDR impact, even though it's a smaller 42-inch screen, even though LG has said that the smaller form factor 42-inch screen on the C2 would not be as impactful in terms of HDR because of its smaller pixel pitch, I really do think that HDR, especially in small highlights like this, 2 to 5% windows, I really do feel like HDR is a bit more impactful than it was on the LG C1. And I don't know if that's the Alpha 9 Gen 5 processor at play, but the highlights really do pop off the screen, and I'm not sure if my Sony camera is really doing this any justice, but in person, it just looks stunning. And then you add in the additional pixel density from the 42-inch form factor, and what you really are left with is a super crisp, super clean image that has excellent HDR impact and has great near black shadow detail for an LG OLED. So in my estimation and in my opinion, yes, it's early and a full review will be coming in the next few weeks, and more comparisons will be coming in the next few days and weeks. So even though this is an early opinion, I really do feel like LG has improved their C2 markedly over the C1. Now, am I going to tell you that it's a night and day improvement? Of course not. It's an iterative improvement. But for me, I think this improvement from the C1 to the C2 has been more substantial than, say, the C10 to the C1 was. I really do feel like black crush, which has been an issue for many LG OLEDs, while not completely perhaps fixed, I really feel like it's been a point of focus for LG, and I feel like they have improved it. And I feel like the processing of the Alpha 9 Gen 5 is superior at this point to Samsung, and I feel like it's getting close to rivaling Sony in some instances. I mean, this image right now, you can't ask for much more from a gaming monitor. Impactful, clean, crisp, super detailed, super sharp, and then you add in the fact that this new 42-inch LG C2 has the brand new chassis. It's lighter, it's easier to move around, it's more manageable to deal with. It has the new stand. No longer does it sit on that singular V-shaped stand. It has the two small legs, which are very sturdy, and the TV is very sturdy. It's not wobbly, so it's not like LG had to compromise by going from the V-shaped stand to the two legs. And then the two little legs, they also act to lift up the LG C2 chassis about an inch to an inch and a half off of your desk, leaving you a little bit of space just below your TV so that you can tuck your keyboard in, maybe you could tuck your mouse in. So if you are a PC gamer, or if you're somebody who just wants a more manageable, small form factor TV, one that looks excellent, really looks excellent, then the 42-inch form factor LG C2, it may just be the TV for you. Especially if you're coming from an older TV, say you have a plasma, or you have an older 1080p monitor and you're looking to really upgrade, you will be blown away by this 42-inch LG C2. If you are, again, like I said, coming from a C10 or a C1, I think you will still notice some fairly substantial improvements. Yes, it's not going to blow you away, but I think that you will come to the conclusion that perhaps your money has been well spent. I mean, look at this shadow detail in his jacket. The details are all preserved well. You can see the fabric, his face. I don't see any banding to speak of. I do feel like gradient handling has also been somewhat improved on the C2 over the C1. Look at the HDR impact from the car headlights. I mean, I find myself re-downloading and replaying certain games from my Steam library, and just to test out my C2, of course, and when I start playing them, I find that I can't stop, because it's almost, in a way, the TV has reinvented the experience. It's made the game look even better, even more immersive, and so I am therefore inclined to continue playing it, and that's sort of the experience I've had here with Resident Evil The Village. I've already beaten this game, but I'm thinking about replaying it now that I have this brand new TV that kind of puts a brand new coat of polish on the game. So again, I want to keep this video short and relatively sweet. So early returns so far are very good for the LG C2 42-inch form factor. It's not perfect. We still have some VRR issues that I'm going to talk about. We still have some flicker. I haven't noticed any flicker so far in this dark Resident Evil game, but I have noticed some flicker when using DaVinci Resolve and editing video. So that issue has not been fixed yet. Anyway, that's where I'm going to end this video here. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And as usual, I will always get back to you. And if there are any games you would like to see running on this LG C2, then by all means let me know. And if they are in my Steam library already, I will download them and I will let you guys see them running on this LG C2. So far, it is exquisite. Alright guys, so I will see you later. Peace.